All right, let's move on to the Teddy Bridgewater thing. This is a strange report. We hear John Lynch say, look, I believe Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the starting quarterback here next year. We just need some better options as backups in case he gets hurt, which is crazy. No, you need a better starting quarterback. Yes. Whoever says our starting quarterback is inconsistent and injury prone, so we need a better backup. No, you need a better starter. Anyway, so that's what he says. And it's like, what's he supposed to say? Everyone knows the Niners want a new quarterback, but let's take him at face value. They're looking for a backup. They look for Teddy Bridgewater. He's making almost as much money as Jimmy. I mean, he would cost, for the Niners, he would cost $17 million next year and then 20 plus after that. That would mean they'd be paying like $45 million for two backup, two lower level starting quarterbacks. That's insane. So why are the 49ers interested in Teddy Bridgewater?
To be honest, I don't know. But if they are interested, I wouldn't be surprised. Why? Because all the front office says that Mike McGlinchey is a great player. And if they do think that Mike McGlinchey is a great player, if they really think so, then they cannot surprise me if they sign Teddy Bridgewater. Well, this offseason, this cucumber season, I'm always surprised when I read these news, but I must say that I just was surprised because right now I don't know what to expect from our GM and head coach, but I do think that we are not going to make any good moves in this offseason, and that's something which makes me sad.
Well, hold on. I have a theory. Let me run my theory by you, and you tell me if it holds water. So, or if there's holes in it, to continue the metaphor. Okay. So I think what's going on here is they're trying to make it look like they're in the market for a backup, but they can't afford Teddy and Jimmy. I think what this signals is that they're looking for a replacement for Jimmy Garoppolo. And instead of looking for one in the free agent market, Andy Dalton, Cam Newton, Ryan Fitzpatrick, they're looking for one on the trade market. Why? I think that's why are you trying to replace Jimmy Garoppolo through the trade market? Well, if they trade Jimmy Garoppolo, the Niners, before June 1, there's like $2.4 million in dead cap space. If they trade him after June 1, there's 2.8 before, 1.4 million after. So they save $1.5 million in cap space if they wait until after June 1. That's not insignificant when the cap's going down to 183 or 4 or 5 or whatever, and the Niners are like working with $13 million in cap space to begin with. I think if the Niners trade Jimmy or cut him, it'll happen after June 1. And if they wait until after June 1, that's what, 2.5 months after free agency starts? It's possible Andy Dalton could be gone. Ryan Fitzpatrick could be gone. Alex Smith could be gone. Cam Newton could be gone. And any replacement for Jimmy as a bridge quarterback would come through a trade. The last thing I'm thinking is if they're looking for a replacement, it's either going to be Jimmy as a bridge or Teddy as a bridge. Well, what does that mean? It means they're going to draft a quarterback. And they're going to draft one potentially in the first round or the second round. And even if they keep Jimmy, it's short term anyway. I think that's how I interpret it. Means they're going to draft a quarterback. The fact that they're looking at Teddy.
I do think when we are talking about bridge quarterbacks, we have to talk about quarterbacks who can help those young ones improve in the NFL. Do you really think that Jimmy or Teddy has the experience to help those young quarterbacks developing in the NFL?
No, Alex Smith actually has. He did it for Colin Kaepernick. He did it for Patrick Mahomes. He could do it again. We'll talk about Alex Smith a little later, but Teddy Bridgewater, it just seems to me that he's a cheaper version of Jimmy Garoppolo, kind of a lateral move, a lot of the same strengths and weaknesses. But I keep coming back to is I think that the options to replace Jimmy Garoppolo after June 1 will be limited. This will be probably one of the cheapest trade options out there, unless they're bringing in someone like Marcus Mariota.
Yep. But on the other hand, in this trade, my problem is that if they are going to trade Teddy Bridgewater, they are going to have his previous team, the Panthers, are going to have $10 million dead money.
Correct. But if they wait until after June 1, it's 5. So that's why I think we're seeing the Teddy Bridgewater Niners. It fits for both. I don't know if the Panthers would want Jimmy Garoppolo. In fact, I don't think they would. I think the Niners are going to end up having to cut Jimmy. But by that point, will Niner fans care if the Niners draft some quarterback with their first round pick and then trade for Teddy Bridgewater, will Niner fans be emotionally tied into Jimmy G anymore? Or they would be like, you know what, dude, goodbye. You're yesterday's news. That could happen.
No. I don't think so that anyone is so connected with Jimmy right now, besides of the girls. I'm sorry, Chrissy.
You know, the funny thing about Jimmy Garoppolo and his looks is in the press box, guys talk about it all the time. It's always he's so good looking. You know, I would actually, it's like, dude, don't, it's not funny. That joke isn't that clever. It's a lot of that in the press. Like, come on, man. It's a young man that you covered. Stop.